Everything seems to be sunshine and rainbows in the Green Bay Packers wide receiver room right now. The vets are stepping into that big brother role, guiding the rookies, sharing knowledge, setting the tone in meetings, staying after practice to give that extra tip or two. And from the outside looking in, it's all clicking. Coaches are praising the chemistry. Teammates are lifting each other up. It's the kind of atmosphere you dream of as a fan, until the real bullets start flying. Until the season kicks off and everything that looks perfect on paper gets stress tested under the weight of real competition. Jayden Reed, for instance, is getting shout-outs for how involved he's been with Matthew Golden, treating him less like a threat, more like a little brother who just needs some coaching. Reed's been seen walking him through drills, pointing out adjustments, being present, not just physically, but mentally locked into the development of the kid next to him. And then there's Romeo Doubs stepping in at just the right time, before coaches even need to speak, to correct something or encourage a tweak in the route. That's exactly what you want to hear in OTAs and minicamps. That's what builds a strong locker room culture. Players taking ownership, veterans empowering the next generation, coaches feeling like they don't have to micromanage every rep. But here's the twist no one talks about when everything looks perfect in June. What happens when the targets start getting scarce, when the season hits full speed and the coaching staff has to make real decisions about who's getting the ball in the red zone? Who's on the field on 3rd and 7 with the game on the line? That's when the brotherhood gets tested. That's when that sense of harmony in the receiver room starts to feel a little less stable, a little more like a competition than a collaboration. It's easy to be generous and supportive when everyone's eating, when the playbook is wide open and every rep is just about getting better. But once the live games begin, someone's going to be left out. That's just reality. There's only one ball. And Green Bay's got a handful of receivers who all believe deep down that they deserve to be the guy. Jayden Reed, Romeo Doubs, Dontavion Wicks, newcomers like Matthew Golden, even a third rounder like Javon Williams, who might be behind the curve when it comes to mastering an NFL playbook, but who came into this league with a resume that screams, feed me. Now think about it. Doubs is a guy who literally got suspended last season over frustration with his usage. Let that sink in. This wasn't just a passive disagreement or some behind-the-scenes chat. This was real emotion boiling over into real consequences. He felt like he wasn't being given the chance to shine the way he should have been. And that kind of thing doesn't just vanish after one off season. That sticks. Especially when the offensive structure, the coaching hierarchy, and the personnel groupings haven't changed much. If anything, things have gotten more crowded, so. While right now it's all love and mentorship and player-led accountability, it's not always going to be that way. Not when the season begins and guys are seeing 2 or 3 targets in a game they thought they'd get 7 or 8. Not when they've been busting their tail in the offseason only to watch a rookie leapfrog them on the depth chart or take snaps in key moments. That's when the side eye starts. That's when resentment starts bubbling under the surface. And that's when leadership, real leadership, matters most. Let's say Golden gets hot. Let's say the Packers really want to feature him. He's a first-round pick, highly touted, and he's coming from a system that already mirrors what Matt LaFleur runs in Green Bay. The learning curve might not be as steep for him. He might click faster. What then? Does that make Reed or Doubs expendable in the eyes of the front office? Does that suddenly shift the target share in a way that forces someone else to become a decoy? This is the NFL. No one's handing out participation, trophies, every rep. Every target, every route matters, and every guy in that receiver room has an ego. That's not a bad thing. You have to believe you're that dude if you want to make it at this level. But that same confidence that makes you elite can also be the thing that makes you implode if it's not channeled the right way. And here's the thing, professional jealousy isn't just expected, it's natural. It's part of the grind. It's part of being wired to compete. You see someone else doing what you want to be doing, and your first instinct isn't always to clap and say, good for him. Sometimes it's, why not me? Sometimes it's, that should be my route. That should have been my touchdown. And if you're not careful, that mindset can throw your game off in a hurry. It starts small. You start pressing. You run your route a little too sharp trying to impress. You start forcing the issue when the ball finally comes your way. You start thinking too much instead of just playing fast. And the coaches see it. Your quarterback sees it. Before you know it, your snap count is dropping, and you're in a spiral that has nothing to do with your talent and everything to do with what's going on between your ears. That's the tightrope these guys are walking. Because while the public narrative is all about chemistry and unity, the internal reality is that not everyone's going to get what they want. That's the truth. And if you've ever worked a job where you felt overlooked, where you believed you were doing enough to deserve a raise or a promotion and didn't get it, you know that sting. You carry that with you. It doesn't just disappear the next day. Even if, in hindsight, you realize it wasn't personal, it still feels personal in the moment. It still messes with your focus and sometimes your motivation. The challenge for the Packers and for Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur, and this coaching staff is to find a way to harness that competitive fire in a way that lifts the whole room, not fractures it. That's the line between a receiver room that elevates a team and one that slowly erodes from within. Because when guys are driven by the right kind of energy, when they see someone else thriving and say, I need to step up my game, instead of, I need to tear him down, you've got something special. But when the mindset shifts into resentment and self-preservation, that's when it gets toxic. Green Bay doesn't just need talent at wide receiver, they need maturity. They need guys who understand that the pie isn't always going to be sliced evenly, and that being ready when your number is called is sometimes more important than how often your number is called. Because this offense is going to be unpredictable. They're going to use Tucker Kraft. They're going to get Josh Jacobs involved in the passing game. They're going to find ways to highlight Matthew Golden. That's just how it works. Everyone has to stay locked in, stay focused, stay mentally tough. The real question is, who can handle that? Who can keep their edge? Stay productive, stay sharp, even when the spotlight isn't always on them. That's what's going to separate the contributors from the complainers. That's what's going to define the ceiling of this Packers offense. Because if they can strike that balance, if the veterans can lead not just when things are easy, but when they're uncomfortable, then this group can be something truly dangerous. But if not, if cracks start to show and the locker room energy shifts, then it doesn't matter how talented they are. Because when a receiver room turns from a support system into a competition filled with silent rivalries and unspoken tension, it drags everyone down. It slows the development of your quarterback. It messes with the rhythm of your offense. And eventually it forces the front office to make some uncomfortable decisions. And let's not pretend those decisions aren't already looming. We've already seen the whispers. We've already heard the speculative talk that maybe, just maybe, a veteran receiver could be moved before the season. If Matthew Golden looks as good in camp as the early buzz suggests, it's not far-fetched to think the Packers might look at their roster and say, we've got too many mouths to feed. Let's see if we can get value now before someone's production tanks. That's the cold business side of the NFL. It's never just about who's the best. It's about who fits, who's trending up, and who still holds trade value. And let's be honest, it's easy to play nice in June. Everyone's undefeated. Everyone's hyped up about a season ahead. But things get real in August, and even more real in September. That's when jobs are on the line. That's when frustrations come out in body language, passive-aggressive comments, or even straight-up sideline confrontations. That's when the leadership in the room either steps up or gets exposed. So while it's fun to talk about chemistry and culture in the offseason, the truth is none of it means a thing if it doesn't hold up when things get tough. The Packers have built something promising in this wide receiver group, but promise doesn't win games. Execution does. Consistency does. And maybe more than anything else, maturity does. Because at some point this season, someone's going to be the odd man out. Someone's going to get phased out of a game plan. Someone's going to feel like they deserved more. And in that moment, how they respond might say more about this team's future than any catch, route, or touchdown they make. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a surprising twist that has set the NFL rumor mill ablaze, whispers are growing louder that Aaron Jones may be reuniting with the Green Bay Packers. Though nothing has been officially confirmed by the league or Jones' camp, several sources close to the team hint that a deal may already be in place, or at least in advanced discussions. If true, this would mark a sensational return for the star running back, sparking excitement across Packers Nation and sending shockwaves throughout the NFC North. Aaron Jones, a fan favorite during his tenure in Green Bay, left the team after the 2023 season under bittersweet circumstances. His departure left a significant void in the Packers' offense, one that neither A.J. Dillon nor the incoming rookies fully managed to fill. Now, as off-season activities intensify and teams scramble to fortify their rosters, Green Bay may be pulling a masterstroke by bringing back the very man who once electrified Lambeau Field with his speed, vision, and versatility. The timing of the rumored move raises eyebrows and speculation. With training camp just weeks away, such a high-profile signing could be the final piece in head coach Matt LaFleur's puzzle. Some insiders speculate that the team is eager to add veteran leadership and reliability to support quarterback Jordan Love, who enters a crucial year in his development. Jones's familiarity with the system and chemistry with the locker room would certainly make him an ideal fit. Yet questions remain. Is Jones still the elite back he once was? After an injury-plagued 2023 season and a brief stint elsewhere, can he regain the explosive form that made him a Pro Bowl caliber player? Packers fans, however, seem less concerned with these uncertainties and more enchanted by the possibility of his return. Social media lit up with the rumor, and the sentiment is overwhelmingly positive. The heart of Green Bay's backfield could soon be beating stronger again. While official word is still pending, the possibility of an Aaron Jones comeback has undeniably added a spark to the Packers' offseason. Whether it's smoke or fire, one thing is certain: all eyes are now on Green Bay. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Green Bay Packers, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.